Social media has taken over the world throughout the past decade. Everything from photo sharing to live video to status updates about what any person is doing at any given moment. No doubt, social media will only continue to grow. While social media can be a great way to keep in touch, these platforms have also been detrimental to today's society. Social media's biggest target? Teenagers. Teens from ages 15 to 17 have arguably been the most affected by the negative effects of social media. These teenagers have grown up on social media. Everything they do is continuously broadcasted online. Social media is negatively affecting teenagers because of unrealistic standards, social isolation, and the deterioration of basic social skills and relationships. Before getting into these negative effects, let's talk about the 3 most popular social media platforms and what they stand for. These platforms include Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook was created in 2004 by 19-year-old Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook's mission statement reads, "Facebook's mission is to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. People use Facebook to stay connected with friends and family, to discover what's going on in the world, and to share and express what matters to them." While a large population of Facebook's users are over 18, younger teenagers are still using it as well. Of the 1.86 billion active users on Facebook, 73% are of the ages 12 to 17. The next social media platform, Twitter, was created in 2006 by Evan Williams, Jack Dorsey, and Biz Stone. Twitter's official mission statement reads, "To give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly, without barriers." There are currently 313 million active Twitter users, and as of 2015, 42% of teenagers in the United States ages 15 to 17 had a Twitter account. Instagram is the newest of the 3 platforms. Instagram was created in 2010 by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger. Instagram's mission statement reads, "Instagram is a fun and quirky way to share your life with friends through a series of pictures. Snap a photo with your mobile phone, then choose a filter to transform the image into a memory to keep around forever. We're building Instagram to allow you to experience moments in your friends' lives through pictures as they happen. We imagine a world more connected through photos." As of 2016, Instagram has over 500 million users, and among teenagers ages 13 to 17 years old, 23% of girls and 17% of boys use Instagram. The first negative effect of social media is unrealistic standards. One of the biggest problems on social media is the promotion of a certain standard of beauty. Amber Moggy, a student at the University of Arizona, explains this by saying, "An Instagram model can post a picture of herself in a bikini, showing off her amazing tummy, while holding up a weight loss tea supplement. Her caption reads something along the lines of, 'Love this new detox tea. It's my secret weapon against unwanted fat.' This is sending a very dangerous message to millions of her followers. It is spreading the idea that supplements, diet pills, and detox teas are the best way to achieve her body type, when in reality, that could not be further from the truth." These social media stars are being paid thousands of dollars for each post they make. Their job is to promote the product, regardless of how real or fake the product might be. Teenagers are especially vulnerable to these types of posts, as fitting in is oftentimes a priority. Teenagers may see these social media influencers and the amount of followers or likes they have and feel the need to be exactly like them. These social media famous models also open a huge window for comparisons. 17-year-old former model and social media star Asina O'Neil made a video in 2014 addressing social media.
I had the dream life. I had 500,000 people interested in me on social media, on Instagram, sorry. I had over 100,000 views on most of my videos on YouTube. To a lot of people, I made it. I'm the girl that had it all, and I want to tell you that having it all on social media means absolutely nothing to your real life. When you're following someone and they have a lot of followers and they're promoting products, they are paid. Companies will email you with dot points of what you should say, with times of the day to post, with what you should do in the photo, with how you should hold the product or where you should have it in the background. Companies know the power of social media and they are exploiting it. I had it all and I was miserable, because when you let yourself be defined by numbers, you let yourself be defined by something that is not pure, that is not real, and that is not love. Likes, views, followers. We are not followers. You are not a follower. I'm not a follower. I don't even know what is real and what is not, because I've let myself be defined by something that is so not real.
The idea of basing self-worth on likes and followers is rapidly becoming more popular. Michael, a 15-year-old high school sophomore from New Jersey, explains, "Since my friends and I started high school, we've started to see the social media like as a social status. We use it as a way to judge popularity almost, because obviously popularity is very important in high school. Today, popularity seems to be measured by who has the most likes on their Instagram post or retweets on their Twitter account. This is explained by an interview done by Good Morning America with 3 high school girls.
If you're more popular at school, then you'll get more likes on that picture. Everyone in school gets around 100 or more, so then just kind of gets us wanting to be in the hundreds.
I don't know, it's just not good to be the only person who doesn't have it.
The next negative effect of social media is the social isolation that comes along with the usage of these platforms. According to aapublications.org, 22% of teenagers log on to their favorite social media site more than 10 times a day, and more than half of adolescents log on to a social media site more than once a day. 75% of teenagers now own cell phones, and 25% use them for social media, 54% use them for texting, and 24% use them for instant messaging. This just goes to show that teenagers are on their phones and using social media for a good majority of their daily lives. According to a study done by Forbes, people who spent more time on social media, 2 hours a day or more, had twice the odds of feeling socially isolated than people who spent less than half an hour a day on social media. Social media has caused teenagers to stop living in the moment. Teens could be in a crowd full of people and still isolate themselves by experiencing the moment through a screen and worrying about what they're going to post on social media afterwards. Some musical artists have even spoken out on this issue.
Y'all gotta put the camera phones down for 1 second and actually enjoy this moment. That's what I'm talking about. He's living in the moment right now. Y'all gonna be mad when y'all watch this footage back. Y'all gonna say, well, what, not living in the moment?
We're all here. You guys are here. Other people on the internet are not here. That's just logical. I can see that. But listen to me. For one song, I want to connect with you. I want you to connect with each other. Listen to me. I want everybody for one song. Put your phones away. No phones. I can see your phone. Put it away. Don't wave at me. Put your phone away. There's a lot of waving that needs to be done. Manila, we are here for one night, and I want to see your face. I don't want to see your phone.
I go to cities all over the world, and this thing happens where I get up close, and I get down like this, and I'm going like this, and I'm trying to make eye contact, and something. And it's like, I feel like, like I'm 7 years old again, and my mom won't give me any Teddy Grahams.
So here's the thing. Don't you think that it could be cool to enjoy this with just for 2 minutes? You can come back in. Listen, I'll make you a deal. All the phones go away now. The band comes back out on stage, and you perform the rest of She Will Be Loved together. So you'll move and She Will Be Loved now too. But only if you put the phones in the pockets right now. Come on, bro. Just do it. Just do it. Okay, this is good. Yeah, this feels good. Lady, I swear to God.
God, it stopped raining. Yeah, I want to tell that lady as well, can you stop filming me with a video camera, because I'm really here in real life. You can enjoy it in real life rather than through your camera. Can you take your tripod down? This isn't a DVD, this is a real show, and I'd really like you to enjoy my show because there's lots of people outside that couldn't come in.
The biggest reason for this social isolation is that teenagers are feeling like they are missing out on something. Fear of missing out, or FOMO, is described as the fear that if you miss a party or event, you will miss out on something great. Teenagers might see their friends going out without them and become upset that they weren't invited. They could watch videos of people doing fun activities and wonder why their lives aren't more exciting. Sadie, a 10th grader in Brooklyn, New York, said she never heard the acronym before, but is definitely familiar with the feeling. You see on, I guess you could say, Facebook or even Snapchat, you see your friends hanging out with other people and you're like, oh, I'm alone right now. And even if there's no way you could get to them, even if you wanted to, it still just makes you feel bad or lonely or sad. This statement was echoed by teenagers in an NBC interview.
Sometimes I do have FOMO because sometimes I won't get invited to something and my friends will start posting it on social media and then I'll be upset that I wasn't invited.
The next negative effect is the inability to communicate and form meaningful relationships. According to New York Behavioral Health, when we engage in face-to-face communication, social information is conveyed by vocal and visual cues in the context of the situation. Nonverbal communication is an important part of communicating and includes facial expressions, eye contact, tone of voice as well as posture, and space between individuals. When teenagers are so used to conversing through social media, they may lose the ability to detect and use these nonverbal communication skills. Since there is not eye contact or tone of voice on social media, teens may have trouble developing these skills. These are important things for teens to know, especially between the ages of 15 and 17. This is around the time when many teens are beginning to go for job interviews. They need to be able to know how to communicate correctly and not feel out of place or awkward because the only communication they are familiar with is the interactions that they have on social media. Phil Blair, president and CEO of Manpower in San Diego, explains the importance of interpersonal communication in the workplace.
Remember, this is a people world, right? And at some point you have to talk to people, you have to communicate, teamwork, be able to plan projects, organize. It's not just what happens on the computer in most jobs.
A lot of people forget how to socialize because they're doing this the whole time, texting.
That's exactly right. You text people, you don't pick up the phone and call them and have interactions. Well, in the business world, you do have personal interactions.
Not only are communication skills important for a teenager's professional life, but also for their personal lives. This is the age when many teens start to become interested in starting romantic relationships. Social media has created a brand new way for teenagers to interact with someone they might be interested in. One 17-year-old boy talks about how girls show interest over Instagram by saying emojis, but the main way you're going to know is like when they first say hey, how many Y's they put in their hey. Yeah, they do that a lot. Some teens have even made videos on how to start relationships through social media.
Following and unfollowing. You have to keep doing it. If you want their attention that bad, follow and unfollow, follow and unfollow. Follow and unfollow. Now retweeting and favoriting are really, really big. Like, to flirt with me, you just have to retweet and favorite all my stuff.
So a great way to flirt with people is with emoticons, and there's a few that I would definitely advise you to use, and those are these. However, you need to make sure that you don't go overboard with these, and I'll get into going overboard a little bit later. But there's a few emoticons that you should probably completely avoid using when you're flirting. So those are these. So yeah, basically most of the heart emojis are definitely something to stay away from.
There's this nice little thing that's on Instagram that's called a DM, a direct message.
What do you think Rachel could do to get the guy's attention? Should she comment something funny or flirty? What are your thoughts?
And you can maybe comment something flirty, be like, you look good in this photo. Winky face.
Okay, so what could a girl post to get your attention on Instagram?
If the girl takes a lot of selfies and she looks pretty in those selfies, that'll probably strike my attention.
Another girl states, well, if you're really putting yourself out there, you could comment on their picture with a heart emoji. What teens don't realize is that this is not putting yourself out there. They are not actively talking to the person, but the lines between talking in person and talking over the internet are becoming blurred. Communication over social media has become a safe zone for teenagers, and they don't know how to express their feelings in person anymore. In conclusion, social media has more negative consequences than positive on teens. Social media has created unrealistic standards for both boys and girls. These platforms have caused teenagers to feel left out and to isolate themselves socially. Social media has also created issues with basic relationships. As teenagers become more and more active on social media, the idea of these platforms dying down in popularity is highly unlikely. Teaching teenagers about the importance of living in the moment and not feeling the need to post everything online is something that would be useful in today's society. Dr. Rachel Allen explains this by saying, "It's okay not to post that embarrassing anecdote or latest self-revelation. What you experience in your own presence has worth. Consider letting a private moment of self-reflection be just that, a private moment. It's also okay not to post the change in your relationship status. You never have to share your personal truths with anyone who does not feel protective of your heart." If teens got out of the habit of posting everything online, they might feel a sense of relief due to not having information thrown at them all the time from all different directions. Many teens describe social media as a distraction from daily issues, but then just become more stressed as they see all of the online content that social media produces. They may not realize that all of this information is just causing them to become more overwhelmed. Without using social media as much, teens might be able to form more meaningful relationships that they might have never had with their nose in a phone. If more teenagers were aware of this, then they might be able to concentrate on more important things such as their future or relationships outside of social media. This is something that will certainly not come easy, but we have to start somewhere.